You think you still have plenty of time? Micah used to think so too. But when he realized it, everything was already too late. Don't let his story become your story. Just one wrong choice in youth can cost an entire lifetime. Listen carefully. This is not just someone else's story. It could very well be your own story. Life always gives us opportunities to change. But if you fail to awaken in time, no one can save you from the abyss you create yourself. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Michael. Today, he is 48 years old, and when he looks back on his life, all he sees is regret. Regret caused by himself. Michael grew up in a peaceful small town in Ohio, America. He had loving parents, a simple home, and the same opportunities as any other child. But while his peers dreamed of becoming doctors, engineers, businessmen, diligently studying and building the foundation for their future, Michael only knew how to enjoy the pleasures of the moment. His parents always patiently advised him, "Michael, study hard. Life is not easy, but if you try, you'll have a good life in the future." But Michael ignored it all. He saw studying as a burden, believing that life was meant for fun, not toil. Every morning, when his mother gently woke him up for school, he pretended to be sound asleep. He hated the uniform, hated the long, tedious lessons. He preferred wandering the streets, hanging out with friends, snacking, chatting, and gazing at movie posters of the local cinema. That was his free world. At first, everything felt like endless holidays. But day by day, Michael was silently digging the abyss for his own future. When Michael failed his final high school exam, his mother cried, but he only shrugged. "It's okay, I'll pass next time." But then he failed again. In the end, Michael dropped out of school. His parents were disappointed. Relatives tried to persuade him. But Michael remained immersed in his carefree dream world. The second shock came when he was 20 years old. The friends who once roamed the streets with him were now in college. Some were preparing to apply for big companies. Others had joined the military. But Michael was still wandering the same old streets, aimless. Even then, he still hadn't awakened. At 25, his father, Mr. Robert, scraped together money to open a small coffee shop for him. "Son, work hard. This is your chance to build your life." But after only a few months, Michael closed the shop. "I don't like this kind of job." The truth was, Michael never dared to face responsibility. Gradually, people distanced themselves from him. His mother spoke less, his father grew more silent, and his friends were busy with their jobs, families, and their own dreams. And Michael, still sitting at the old street corner, lost in his delusional dreams. Then the darkest day of his life came. His mother suddenly passed away while he was watching a movie with friends. When he got home, he saw everyone crying uncontrollably. His father sat on the ground, eyes lifeless. For the first time, Michael felt true loss. But it was already too late. At 30, Michael tried to find a job. But who would hire someone with no diploma, no skills? He had to wash dishes in restaurants, carry loads for hire, do odd jobs, but none lasted long. The freedom he once rejoiced in had now become a tightening rope around him every day. Then his father passed away too. The house became cold and empty. Relatives stopped visiting. Some even bluntly called him a failure. Today, at 48, Michael sells coffee at a small stand next to the train station. Every morning, workers stop by for a quick cup of coffee, hand him a few coins, or promise to pay later. Michael no longer complains because now he understands life owes him nothing. Only now does he truly grasp his parents' words from years ago. Studying was not a burden, but an opportunity. Wasting time was the greatest failure of his life. He understands that true friends are not those who always go along with him, but those who are willing to pull him up when he's about to fall. Today, Michael's pockets are empty, but his heart is heavy with regret. He often sits silently, asking himself, if I had listened back then, perhaps my parents would be proud of me now. Perhaps I would have a family, a career, and confidence in myself. His days pass by with cups of coffee. His nights pass by in loneliness. But deep inside, there is still a faint glimmer of hope. If you're between 15 and 20 years old, learn from my life. Michael wants to send a message to the younger generation. Time is the most precious thing. Don't waste it. Listen to your parents. School is not just about a diploma. It is where you train your mind and character. Choose friends who lift you up, not those who drag you down. Life is never easy, but hard work will make it much easier. I can no longer go back, but you still have time. Remember, if you treat life like a game, sooner or later life will play back, and it will beat you. I have stumbled many times. You stand firm. I have wasted time. You treasure it. I have lost relationships. You cherish them. I have lost myself. You find yourself. The lesson learned. Life waits for no one. Every small choice today is a brick that builds the future later. In youth, we may think there's still plenty of time to correct mistakes, that if we don't do it today, there's always tomorrow. But time quietly passes, and every missed opportunity will never return. Parents, teachers, and loved ones always try to remind us, but in the end, the choice lies in our own hands. Responsibility is not a burden, but a key that opens the door to success. Studying is not just a path to a career, but a process of developing resilience, thinking, and character. Live responsibly for your own future. Because one day, when you look back, you will realize the scariest thing is not failure, but the regret of knowing you could have done better, but didn't.